Hey friends, I am so sad that we can't be together, but what a cool opportunity to get to share what we've been doing at home and what we like to do when we're at home. Something I have been doing is printmaking. So you guys have heard me talk about printmaking before, and we've even done some printmaking projects with styrofoam and paint. And this is the kind of printmaking that Mrs. Savory, did when I was in college. This is called relief printmaking, and what I've done on this piece of rubber is I have drawn a picture, and then I'm using these gouges, which are what these knives are called, to carve away the negative space, or the space that the lines are not filling. And once I've carved away all that negative space, then I use some fancy ink and a brayer, that's what that roller is called, and I ink up the rubber. And when I put the paper on top and squish it down with a flat surface like the back of a wooden spoon, it creates a really cool image, and you can print again and again and again, which is kind of why it's called printing. It's just like when you run something through a printer, except I'm doing this with my hands instead of with technology. This is actually how images in textbooks were created before there was digital imaging. People would use relief printmaking and something called lithography, which is another kind of printmaking. That's how they had illustrations in books for a very, very long time. So that is why I love this process. It's just something that people have been doing for so long. So here's a little bird print that I made that I wanted to share with you guys. I made this because I was inspired by being lonely. I felt like a lonely little bird, and it's not necessarily a cardinal, but I think he's still pretty cute. So I thought I would show you guys some kind of printmaking that you can do at home. And if you are a kindergarten student, guess what? This is one of your art activities, I think, for this week. So double check that for me. But even if you're not in kindergarten, this is a super fun project. All right, so all you're gonna need is a piece of styrofoam. I have a styrofoam plate here. It can be any kind of styrofoam you want. A pair of scissors would be helpful, and I use 2 different colors of pens. So I'm just gonna cut out a flat part of the plate here. And then I'm gonna get rid of the curvy part because that part just doesn't work. You want it to be flat. And then I'm going to use my pen, and I'm going to draw a picture of, I think I'm gonna make this a coin. So kindergarten friends, this is one of your activities. You guys have been learning a lot about coins and identifying the different kinds of coins. I'm going to draw a dime. And we, in the art activity, talked about pop art. Pop art is a kind of artwork that takes popular objects and turns it into art. And a popular or common object is money, coins. We see them all the time, right? So to do this, there is a funky trick. When you are printing, everything that you print turns out backwards. So if you look really closely on the dime, there's the word Liberty written. But since it's going to print backwards, I had to write the word Liberty backwards. So if you ever accidentally write your words back or your letters backwards, this is going to be great for you because you have to do that, but on purpose. So I'm going to speed up the video here, and I'm going to show you the cool part. Once you've got the first color of pen drawn on there, then you'll use your next color to trace over top of your lines. So on top of my red pen, I'm going to trace with blue. I'm going to make sure I go over top of those, and this is just to make sure the lines show up. In this part, I like to go back over the important marks to make sure they show up really nice. Now, the next thing you're going to need is washable markers. You can use whatever kind you have laying around, and you can use whatever colors you want. So what we're going to do is we're going to add the color on top of our drawing. So we're going to color in the whole thing. So now I've got my dime colored orange. Now the next thing you're going to need is a damp paper towel or washcloth, something that is not dripping wet, it's just damp. If you squeeze it, not too much water should come out. Then you're going to take a piece of paper. You're going to rub that damp cloth on top. Then you're going to flip the paper over and rub the damp side of your paper onto your styrofoam. And you should be able to see your image kind of come through the paper a little bit. And then when you pull your paper up, look at that lovely print. Now, the cool thing about this is you can do this as many times as you want. Sometimes you just have to clean the styrofoam off with a wet paper towel, and then you can just keep on going. It is super fun, and if you are in kindergarten, you can look at the lesson and see the Andy Warhol prints and Andy Warhol paintings, and the way that I colored these is inspired by those. So you can color them however you want. You can add multiple colors. It's super fun. If you guys end up making these, make sure you share them with us because we would love to see them. Have fun. Bye.